weekly show live December 1773. My name is Dave. Ryan will be joining us shortly. I think shortly. He'll be on when he's on. Today on the show, the Alex Pretti shooting in Minneapolis, and we're going to be talking about if it is the same or if it is different than the Renee Good shooting that happened in Minneapolis as well. We have to talk about. We don't have to talk about it, but we're going to. Ted Cruz on the Jews and Kanye West on the Jews and the IDF. Speaking of the Jews, Sydney Sweeney apparently is maybe she's in trouble. Apparently she was doing some stupid things with the Hollywood sign, and I don't know what do you feel about this shooting in Minneapolis? Like deep in your soul, what do you feel about this? Do you feel like at what point is something justified and not justified? I think that's really the ultimate question. We are also going to talk about some, I don't know, conspiracy weapons. What do you want to call it? It's a lot of this stuff that we heard about. In Venezuela, they were talking about the hypersonic or supersonic or whatever the fuck they were weapons that were literally causing people's like liquids to boil inside of themselves, which is crazy. But Trump had a little speech where he was talking about the type of weapons that we have. He said that he's got weapons of warfare that we can't even talk about. I don't think people fully understand the capabilities. I'm not even claiming that I fully understand the capabilities, but I don't think us in general have any clue how powerful our military is. I think it's whatever you think it is, and then like X 100. I really think it's that above and beyond. I don't think anyone's even close to understanding how capable they are. And I think part of that is because historically we've always got in these conveniently long wars with nations that really we should have crushed, quite frankly, within weeks. Which begs the question: was it by design? And when we saw that little operation in Venezuela, where we literally in an hour show up, take everybody out, capture the president, and bounce before anybody even knew what was happening. That was like one small section, one small operation force. Like, just imagine the scale with the capabilities we have. I really don't think people are even close to understanding how crazy it is. I'm going to wait for Ryan to get on so we can talk about the Alex Pretti shooting. But I guess before we get to that, let's get to Kanye West. So Kanye West went a little off the rails for a while, as he does. And recently he has just issued a public apology for his past anti-Semitic remarks. And he wants to assure everybody that he is not a Nazi, which, even though he went on Alex Jones and said that he was a Nazi, I don't think I ever believed him. Kanye is an interesting person. I think he's more complex than people give him credit for. I don't know if I buy into like the whole genius thing, but he's a different kind of guy. He's definitely an innovator, and he's not normal by any stretch of the imagination. We're gonna get Ryan brought on here, but I don't think, Ryan, did you missed just the beginning here, but Kanye West has come out and publicly apologized for past anti-Semitic behavior and has declared that he is in fact not a Nazi.
Oh, that's good.
Was there ever any doubt? I know he was literally on Alex Jones and he said I'm a Nazi, but like I don't think I ever believed him.
Yeah, I mean, didn't you say that you think it's just him at a big troll event, basically?
Yeah, in essence, like I think I said that about the Heil Hitler song. Like, I think he does things to push limits, to like push barriers, to find limits, right? I think he does things to get reactions, but also I think he does things like almost experimentally just to see how everyone feels and acts to it.
So
Um,
Hail Hitler was an experiment.
I, I think so. In a way, yeah. I don't think he made that song with the intent of I'm an actual Nazi. I think he likes to do things to make people think.
Did he make people think or just piss them off?
Sometimes that's the same thing.
Well, he lost $1 billion, not other people. Dave Chappelle has the joke about billionaires don't wear chains.
Yeah.
Put your chain back on, ninja.
I mean, that's a if anything else though, I've never for the record, I've never been big on the theory that like the Jews run the world. To me, like that it doesn't make any sense. Um
You mean all of the people that are influential and powerful and sit in seats of power also happen to be Jews, Dave? It's not a coincidence.
no, it's like actually an extremely small percentage of them.
All right.
I mean, we're talking about like how big is the seat of power? Like it's huge, right? There's tons of powerful people, and
I think it's rather small, David, but we have different beliefs on this.
yeah, I mean, I think the elites are pretty. It's relatively small with the mass population for
It's probably
sure.
10,000 people that
That's a
rule the
lot.
world.
That's a lot, though, right? Like 10,000 people, right? If this is the number that we're, I don't know. I've never really sat down and thought like it's exactly this many people, but you got to think it's pretty big. It's a pretty big pool.
100 families of 1,000.
I don't know. I don't know if I ever sat down and like thought of the actual number. Like this is how many people I think run the world. But I think it's more than like 10. And it certainly isn't like I don't know what like every time I've had this
Well, power
discussion.
corrupts, absolutely. Absolute power corrupts, absolutely. You'd think like at some point there's got to be like a council of like 50. Like naturally, these people just like start setting up like the only way that
I
you can
mean,
enter this room is like if Ferrari has barriers before you can buy a certain Ferrari.
mhm.
Imagine what it's like for a fucking elite group of. I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
arguably the people buy those cars so that they can just meet people that have the money to buy those cars. I actually seen a thing, Dave. You'd like this. You actually save money driving an exotic car.
how do they figure that?
You buy it for 310 and you basically sell it for 300. You know what I mean? And you could still drive it for 3 years and sell it. And so,
Here, here
this isn't every time, every scenario, but there was a guy that was saying that he actually made more money on selling like his Ford GT than he did his Tesla Model S.
that's probably true, but what they're completely leaving out of the equation is the fact that people do not buy a Lamborghini Aventador and then put 30,000 miles a year on it. So,
Right.
like, sure, you
Right.
could buy it and then 10 years later not drive it and sell it for more than you bought it for. I'm sure you probably could in a lot of situations, but like you're not going to buy that car and use it as a daily until like it falls apart. Like that, they're completely different scenarios.
Dave, you should buy a Porsche. We'll do it.
I don't mind. I mean, they're all right.
Convince Eve, be like, we're going to buy a $130,000 car.
You know what I want? In all seriousness, it's like one of my favorite cars of all time. Actually, it might be my favorite car. And it's actually relatively affordable. Now, don't get me wrong; like it's expensive
Corvette?
for a no. I'm not a huge Corvette guy.
Viper?
I respect Corvettes, but I'm not a huge Corvette guy. Alfa Romeo 4C.
All right. All right.
So for what they are, they're relatively expensive. I mean, it's a 2-seater. It's basically like it's bare bones. It's a 2-seater. Like they're not luxurious in any way. You can't drive them all the like it's got to be good condition. You're not driving that thing in the winter. So realistically, like for what it is, they're like 50 grand, right? A used one. But also, it's such a cool car. Like it's probably one of the best looking cars, in my opinion, ever made. And oh man, they'd just be so much fun. We're talking like a I don't know, 2,200 pound car with 300 plus horsepower from the factory. Like that car moves. It's nimble. I don't know. It's a cool car. I like them. They make all types of fucking great. I've driven them before, and I don't know. They're cool because they're mid-engine, and the engine's like right here, but it's a turbocharged 1.7 liter, and the turbo makes all the best turbo noises, and it's right in your ear. It's just an experience to drive.
It's just like a driver's car.
It is 100% a driver's car. Yeah. The average person would look at that car and be like, "What the fuck am I supposed to do with this? It's useless."
I love driver cars. I love when like a factory will spend $10 million research in developing a car that only like a fifth of the population will even like look at.
The best example of that of all time is the Lexus LFA. They put with the amount of R&D, it cost like $500,000 to build one, but they were selling them for like 350,000. So they literally lost like $100,000 every time they sold one. But it was like just like the best example of what you can do if you really were to do it. It's not a profitable venture, obviously, but it's like one of those things like, look at what we can do. Because they really were truly like tremendous cars.
Well, I mean, for the record, you could sell it for more than what you built it for.
I think they could have, but the problem is when you're like when you're running like the market, if you were to compare it to other $500,000 cars, like it didn't compare.
Well, I mean, this is like anything we are on the AI thing. We talked about this, that like to get like 1 point of return on your money, you'd have to spend like $1 trillion to get like one measurable in, like that's why iPhones don't change. They're just so good. That's why the surveillance technology just gets better, and so does the measuring. This one tracks your dick length.
Well, I don't. Well, I hope they're not doing that, right?
There's a thermal image camera on your phone, David. It 100%. If you were to stand in front of it with your clothes on and use thermal imaging, they could use the image to see your cock.
Let them see it.
I'd bet you your iPhone could guess the weight of your dick in your pants.
I don't know if that's
from my understanding, David. The average iPhone is the size of the average male penis in length.
Is that real?
I don't know, David. I don't have an average penis.
Do you have an average iPhone?
I have a below average iPhone.
Ryan.
Sub average iPhone. Some dude's wearing shorts right now. What the fuck is wrong with you? 14 degrees out. It's
Well, it's
negative. It's gonna feel like negative 21, David.
Yeah, be all right. We'll be fine. Ryan,
I've really heard about global warming my whole life. It's only gotten colder.
Ryan, they corrected that. It's climate change. Ryan, Sydney Sweeney, have you seen this?
No, I haven't.
Apparently, she was promoting her upcoming lingerie line, which I feel like
probably gonna sell well.
I could think of 1,000 ways to promote this that are infinitely better than this. What she chose to do was hang bras from the Hollywood sign, which I don't.
Get you arrested?
Well, this is the thing. So apparently she's going to get in trouble for this, or she potentially could get in trouble for this because there was no permits or authorization. So this is basically vandalism. Now it's vandalism of like the most minor way possible. I don't know what she was hoping for because I don't know. The Hollywood sign's fucking huge, and how well are you really going to see this?
Good job.
Yeah, how many bras did that take? Yo, she's deep, bro.
Yeah, I was kind of I was wondering what you would think about that because when I first watched this, I thought
they're high as fuck, dude. Yo, they're like, yo, how do we promote the lingerie line? Let's fucking string up bras over the Hollywood sign, dude.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
who's advising this? I don't know. How do we get like one of the most sought after women in the world today? Like, how do we get
I
her
mean,
to advertise?
you could literally just have her like bend over. Oh,
That's what I'm saying. Like, who is advising this? Like, how much easier would
they
it be to
got
be like, I don't know, why don't we just put a hot girl in lingerie? Oh, it's your lingerie line and you're hot. I don't know, put some of it on. Like, it would be the
or
easiest sell of all
what
time.
you do is put the American Eagle jeans on over your lingerie and double whammy.
Double, you get double the advertising. Um, yeah, I kind of thought that too. I was like, she's on something in that video. It just could just be me. I don't know, but you also picked up on it, so now I think it wasn't just me thinking
Dude, I will tell you, I've done a lot of shit and
that.
I've luckily never done anything that I've never been able to legally come back from or anything. But the only time I ever laughed when I was doing something like that was when I was fucked up on some shit. Like normally, like when you're doing some vandalistic shit, you're not like laughing. You're like, we're gonna do this and get out. Like you're on a mission.
My
But
entire
she's
friend
also a
group,
trick, so I don't know, dude. Maybe
yeah,
I'm
I don't know.
harsh.
My entire friend group growing up was just people into drugs, so like it's pretty easy to pick up on when you're around it a lot.
Yeah, they were probably smoking on the way there. Get high,
Um,
dude. We'll come up the hill here. We'll just string bras. They had ropes and shit. That was kind of a sophisticated operation for
well, they just had a bunch of bras, I think.
bad marketing.
Ryan,
You literally, dude, your Instagram, you literally like just had to like, oh, I'm selling lingerie now and bend her over and like I don't. You're not trying to like be a sex icon. Didn't she like go nude in a scene? You can see her. You can see her like naked.
I don't know, isn't she on that one fucking? I don't think this is. I
I
don't
don't
think
think
this is anything
Euphoria was
particularly new.
ever. I don't think Euphoria ever showed like nipple or anything.
I didn't watch it, but I was under the understanding it was that kind of show.
It's suggestive. I think it's like just
Sure.
like not NC-17, but like somewhere between PG-13 and R.
Well, I mean, yeah, you can be R and show some nip, Ryan.
I think when you show nip, it is R.
Yeah, but it's like, isn't it an HBO show? I don't know.
I know it's I know Euphoria is a song by Kendrick Lamar. David, clearly.
Um, I don't know. Game of Thrones, the girl was getting railed like every episode, so like I don't think
Oh
it's not that crazy.
well, as long as they're brother and sister, it's fine, David.
Ryan, President Trump.
Twin brother and sister, so that's like fucking yourself too. Crazy.
Yeah, I don't. That's yeah, that's kind of wild. I have a lot of interference on my end. President Trump is talking about just our capabilities. You know, as we had seen from our Venezuela little operation there. I think the United States military is probably more capable than people give it credit for. Which is easy. It's easy to get caught into that trap of thinking maybe they're not that powerful because we
Dude, if
watched a
you
20-year long Middle Eastern war when we should have crushed all these countries. But you would think that's by design.
we raided Venezuela in fucking 20 minutes. We shut down the whole country's power grid with fucking military technology and sent 20 people in there. But I'm told that Russia is going to wipe our floor in Ukraine. It's just none
Our
of it makes sense.
country and the world face much greater risks than it did ever before because of missiles, because of nuclear, because of weapons of warfare that I can't even talk about. 2 weeks ago, they saw weapons that nobody ever heard of. They weren't able to fire one shot at us. They said, what happened? Everything was discombobulated. They said, we've got them in our sights. Press the trigger, and nothing happened. No anti aircraft missiles went up. There was one that went up about 30 feet and crashed down right next to the people that sent it. They said, "What the hell is going on?" Those defensive systems were made by Russia and by China. So they're going to go back to the drawing boards, I guess. So now our
how authoritarian can you get, homie?
There is something funny about being at a World Economic Forum meeting in Davos with other world leaders and just being like, our military so much better than yours. Your missiles don't even work.
Nobody's seen it coming.
You've limp-dicked missiles.
They don't even know what type of weapons it is.
Flaccid, we know can't get off the ground missiles.
Yeah, you literally microwave their fucking brains. We've seen the same video, dude. I seen the Havana thing. Dave and I reported on the program 5 fucking years ago. We told you they have alternative technologies and weapons. They have fucking energy ray beams. They definitely don't have a Jewish space laser or a sniper rifle that can shoot from a fucking camera attached to a satellite with a laser beam. It's definitely not possible.
It is crazy because we do cover this stuff all the time. So for us, it's not surprising. But if you
the Havana thing, we literally talked. It was like 4 different things. It's like something happened to these military things. They thought it was a hidden sonic weapon, and then it came out like, nope. Department of Justice officials said everything was fine. Like, well, I guess it was nothing. They're just bleeding out of the ass for no reason. And then here we are, fucking, and then here I am wondering after I read the Venezuela testimony that we sent in fucking 6 Grim Reapers with fucking Johnny Quest and Aquaman weapons. Like, is that even real or is it propaganda? Do you have a raid video? I seen a breakdown actually today about it. They had fucking those sonic things mounted to the side of the helicopter. So they're zapping you with fucking microwaves from a helicopter through a building.
What else? Like, you got to wonder, like, what else does that have an effect on?
Dude, that was low frequency. It's a low frequency microwave beam. It's literally direct energy weapons. Just because it's not a fucking laser beam. I don't give a fuck. That's alternate energy weapons. You're literally barbecuing people. They said the thing shot 300 rounds a minute. That was from the helicopter, allegedly. No human can shoot 300 rounds a minute and be able to, like, aim that.
I don't know. It's pretty crazy to see the shit we have.
Your missiles got 30 feet off the ground. It's pretty funny, dude. World Health, he's just up there. Super dictatorial. Fattest dick. I wonder if he just mainlines Viagra and then goes out there and just talks mad shit.
That would be great. I would do that.
Just talks mad shit. Huge hard on. Just hogged out.
Yeah, I think our military is clearly powerful, but I don't know. When I see
literally shoot you with magic bullets, David. I think
that's
powerful's understatement.
When I see a mission like that operation in Venezuela, and I see how quickly we crushed like everybody that was involved, captured their president, like, I don't know, like, what's stopping us from doing it with everybody else? Does that sound crazy?
No, it's the first thing we said. It was the first thing we said.
I'm not wanting this, but like, why wouldn't you just go capture Iran's leader and Putin?
I don't want to hear shit about these dictators being a threat to peace ever again. You shot people from a helicopter, microwave their soldiers, and then kidnapped a guy in 8 hours. You blacked out the entire country's electrical grid. Like, is it nothing for nothing? definitionally, like, isn't that like how you get world peace? Is like, hey man, I'll just raid you in the middle of the night and kill your troops with like barbecue technology.
Sure, that's classic Reagan's peace through strength, right?
Yeah, it's Teddy Roosevelt. Walk softly, carry a big stick.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean, here's what's gonna happen, right? Like,
dude, are nukes even worth it if I can just fucking your whole grid's done?
Here's the problem with nukes, and I think everybody knows this. It is a quite, I don't want to say uncontrollable. It has other consequences, right? It's like when you drop
like nobody's winning. You mean?
Yeah. Well, yes. I mean, when you very targeted, shoot a missile at something, you can aim the exact place you want that missile to go. You know the exact explosion radius, and like that's it. Like that building exploded, and the 10 people inside are dead. Like this going in.
Maybe the building was booby trapped.
It might have been a completely booby trap building. When you drop,
we're gonna rebuild 108 hotels here, right where all these booby trap buildings used to be.
We've already begun
clearing out the rubble.
These directed energy weapons. You know exactly where they're going, who they're affecting. A nuke has like these super long, repercussive, damaging. You're doing so much more than just a big explosion. And you do enough of these things, and you can't, like, the world can't afford to be in a nuclear war. And I think all the leaders secretly know this. The dangerous thing is you could have a completely unhinged madman have those capabilities, and like, what the fuck does he care? And that's the thing you worry about with nukes. But I think all the, even the world leaders that everyone damn is evil, right? Like, Putin or whatever. I think Putin does understand enough, and I know people are going to disagree with this, but I think Putin is also pro-human enough to know that I'm not going to just go launching nukes at countries because I know what that's going to do. I could be wrong about that, but
I wonder how long they had the rain in Venezuela planned, because it's just like, if that's really that high smooth operation, like, would you authorize us doing this to all these other corrupt leaders, David?
If I was the president?
Well, yeah, like if you're Trump, would you do this to everybody?
I mean, I wouldn't have done it in Venezuela in the first place, but I mean, if I'm Trump, I already set that precedent. Like, what? I don't know. Why not? Like, what am I worried about? Nothing happened. Nothing happened to Trump. He went into Venezuela. He kidnapped their leader, and like literally nothing happened. Nobody did anything. There's nothing happened to Trump. Like, why? I don't know. You know what, Iran? Fucking, you're next. And maybe if I get real bold, I might take on China and Russia. But
what you think somebody could pull that off here to us?
No, I don't think so. I really don't. This was like a very common thing when that first happened. I said, I don't know how I feel about this, because I know I wouldn't feel great. For example, Iran had an arrest warrant out for President Trump. I don't remember when this was. It might have been in his first term, but I know it existed.
I remember this.
And like, I don't know, how would you feel if Iran like came in and like bombed us and stole our president? Like, we would feel like, fuck, we're going to war right now.
Blacked you out too, so you didn't even know what the fuck happened.
Yeah, like there's no question we're going to war right now.
Dude, imagine right now everything just go, and then 2 minutes later you hear, and like 8 big ass helicopters fly overhead with 2 spotlights on it shining at you and microwaving your brains from fucking 1,000 yards. It's terrifying. It's like a dude, that's like a dragon.
Hypersonic dragon.
Dragon's breath, remember? Fire laser beam. UK. Don't worry about it.
Sounds like a conspiracy. Why do people think everything is a conspiracy? Is that weird?
Some people don't have imaginations, David.
But we're talking about things that are like verifiably true. Like for example, the Jewish space laser is literally the iron beam, which has been around forever. And I think we showed off the one like comment on X is from that, the hell's that guy's name? Misfit Patriot or something. He was like, "Wow, I guess I was wrong about this one. There is a Jewish space laser." It's like it took 8 seconds to figure it out. All you had to do was confirm its existence.
I don't think we do ourselves any favors by calling it a Jewish space laser. It's just interesting that calling it a Jewish space laser, it gets disproven by being proved correctly that there is one. Because they're like, they don't have a Jewish space laser. And then you punch it in, you're like, well, you're right, they don't, but they have a thing called dragon's breath, which is a laser beam that ignites things on fire that they have attached to helicopters.
But Israel has the iron beam, which is literally a Jewish space laser.
Yeah, it's called the Hammer of Dawn from Gears of War, actually. This is like a fucking in a video game. Like this idea is there's nothing new under the sun. But like, yeah, so we don't do ourselves any favor, but the thing is people have told us about this, and then it gets cycled through even our space as, dude, the Rothschild Jew banks have a space laser. You're like, wait, there's Jewish controlled space lasers? And then you think of Dr. Evil, freaking sharks with freaking laser beams.
Well, it does get out of control because it's like, well,
it's comic booky real quick.
Yeah,
dude. It's a literal comic book. You know, so like I understand. Look, not that I agree with it, but I understand how human nature does not like that all of our complexities of our lives can be simply boiled down into a page by page panel of like a 9-page comic book story with like half decently written script and like a mediocre storyboard presentation. And what I mean by that is like being able to challenge everybody's entire worldview and everything that they've ever known, because I can like literally shatter the entire like known ecosystem that you have of information by saying that they have a Jewish space laser that can assassinate you from like within an inch of a fucking laser beam from outer space. They're like, no way, like, don't believe me. Like a 30-second statement can make somebody question history, religion, politics, art. Like, I mean, maybe the reason it is flagged as a conspiracy, David, is because it's the only thing that can sit in the average person's psyche without them having a complete mental breakdown. Because it's so they've built, some of these people are 30, 20, 50. You know, people have worked their whole lives in government or cops, or they've built all this thousands of hours and spent all this neuroplasticity and fucking biological programming and brainwashing and education and neural wiring for everything to be known as a lie because of a space laser. Like, I guess, like, you know, Alex always said it was an info war, right? And like maybe that's why the only actual defense is not bullets, it's information. And the reason the information ain't even the bullet. The bullet is like how it's what you get hit with, right? The bulletproof vest is like your mindset against the information. And if you know the information, you're not blindsided by it, which is why for us, we laugh and call it a Jewish space laser. But for somebody who's never heard about it, it shatters everything they've ever fucking built their life on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I mean, look, I'm going to say it again. We're World War III. I'm not waiting for it. Trump is literally up there with his huge American dick out saying, I will murder you and I will murder your people with a microwave and kidnap you in the middle of the night. And there's not a fucking thing you can do because you don't even, Chinese and Russian rockets can't even get off the ground against me. So you're either like with America because we make everybody else's weapons is made by us, or you buy from shit that I can like literally detonate on the ground. So what are we doing? And they're at the World Health Economic Forum.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we pulled out of the World Health Organization, which was a good call. Yeah, YouTube. I don't want to see any videos taken down because it violates the World Health Organization. We're not part of it. Once the fun is over, the U.S. withdraws and the world collapses into a power vacuum.
Yeah, I've heard this for years. I mean, at some point, didn't we set up the power vacuum on purpose? Like, is that going to be our foreign policy? Like, well, we can't withdraw because power vacuums and all. I mean, the power vacuum hit the United States in its inception when they fled from the 13 colonies from England, like the Articles of Confederation. I mean, the Civil War, right? There was a power vacuum after that. The fucking South Rising was a power vacuum. So I understand that. I'm not against that. I'm not trying to change human behavior. And yeah, power vacuum is the reason why you don't do that thing, but that hasn't stopped us from what Trump did is going to create a power vacuum in Venezuela. What we did in Iraq and Iran and Afghanistan and all these other places in the Middle East throughout our Operation Iraqi Freedom, it literally, the reason ISIS became a thing under Barack Obama is because Al Qaeda was wiped out. There's a power vacuum, and then a more extreme group took over the region that was now wiped out from all the terrorists that George Bush spent 10 years murdering. So this goes back all the way. The power vacuum after the barbarians came in for the Gauls for Rome. Like, I don't know. I mean, we're in a power vacuum now. Fuck, Silicon Valley runs this shit. We're in a power vacuum now. Like, I don't.
Ryan, I have to say, get out of here. I saw a post from the IDF, Israeli Defense Forces, I believe. And they have great news. The hostages that were in Gaza they're no more hostages. They got them all. They're all free. Which is excellent news, but also peculiar time because they had hostages for what, 2 years now? The 2 years? When was October 7th? Was it 2 years ago? Was it 3 years ago?
It was before the election. 23.
I'm gonna say 2. I'm gonna say 2 years, but it'll be 3 years this October. That sounds right. So yes, all the hostages finally released. All they had to do was blow up the entire city to build the strip mall.
They didn't blow up the city, David. It was booby trapped.
Well, yeah, but they blew it up. They blew it up because it was booby trapped.
Well, I mean, did I blow it up? It was booby trapped, David. So really, we were just disarming.
I mean, even Netanyahu says we blew the buildings up because they were booby trapped. The whole place was every building was booby trapped.
And now you're gonna have 180 hotels.
It was all turned into rubble, but don't worry, we're now in process of removing the rubble because we have to build a giant 15-minute city.
How the fuck did you get all those bulldozers there? Before, like, the scale to build something like that is just this is not a 5-minute phone call.
You don't think so? You can't city plan an entire 15-minute city in 2 years. So let's say 2 years, right?
Dave, the only way that's possible is if this plan was created and shelved for a long time already, and all they got to do is push print on the blueprints.
Trump did half warm everybody up to this idea, though. I'm just saying, years ago, Trump already said, well, maybe I'll build a hotel there. It'll be beautiful.
Trump hotel!
The Gaza Trump Towers.
Gaza Day Trump. Trump Day Gaza.
Yeah, I mean...
Trump on the pyramid. There's the black box of Trump. Be like, Trump is not what the box is. It's the black box. So look.
Ryan, the big news of the day, though, the thing worth talking about, it was actually from over the weekend. There was another ICE shooting in Minneapolis.
Blew their hand off, right?
I would say their head, but
no, somebody got their hand shot off today.
Oh, no. This is from the weekend. Somebody died. The video, I don't know. I guess this is an opinion statement here, but the video is not extremely graphic, but you do understand what happens. I will play it because of that fact.
We gotta watch.
Yeah, but I will not. It's tough because you know what happens. But I would never play it if it was apparently obvious visually. There's only context clues. But the point is, we talked about the Renee Good shooting.
This looks crazy already.
Oh, for sure.
This is crazy.
So we're gonna get into some of the specifics of this, but to set everything up, we talked about the Renee Good shooting a little while back, whenever that was, 2 weeks ago now. Maybe longer. Time just goes. And we kind of disagreed a little bit on that one. I said, at some point, like, if you're gonna hit me with a car, like, I got to do something. I will say, before we really get into it, I don't think this is the same situation. To me, and this is what's always tough, because we're going back looking at it. We're doing frame by frames. We're looking at things in slow motion. We don't have the context. We're not.
Was it a catch or not, David? Was it a catch or not, or an interception?
But I get it. But the problem is, listen, I guess what I'll say is, I don't think, to simplify it, I don't think this shooting seems justified. To me personally, it doesn't look justified. But I will say, I understand why things like this happen. I guess that's the easiest way to put it.
All right, let's watch some fucking capital punishment.
Okay, so to be clear, to set this up, this woman here was, the story is, pushed to the ground by one of the ICE officers. This guy here is the guy who is going to die. And he's trying to help the woman up.
Was he
He's trying to help her up.
right? But he's trying to prevent ICE from taking her to. I'm assuming.
Yes. I don't know. I don't think she was going to jail, but she did get pushed over.
Because these are the whistles. You said that this is how you blow to distract ICE, to like let everybody know that ICE is here, right?
Yeah, the big dumb.
The bird whistle. Yeah.
The fuck, people? The fuck is wrong with you? Honestly.
So you can hear in the video, the ICE agents yelling. I'm just going to go over kind of both sides of this, but you can hear the ICE agents yelling, "He's got a gun, he's got a gun," and then the shots were fired. I've heard a couple different theories on this. The biggest problem I have with this is, if you watch the video from another angle, the man who is shot clearly is disarmed and then shot. At that point, if he's disarmed, the imminent danger is gone. It is now a 4v1. Apprehend him. What are you doing? I clearly have never been in this situation. Full disclosure. Never been a police officer. Never been in this situation. I don't understand why there are 4 ICE agents who can't get this one guy under control. He's not a fucking MMA fight. What is the issue? You pepper sprayed him twice, 3 times, and you have 4 ICE agents on him? You can't hold him down? You disarm him, and then you execution style shoot him in the head? They
They released a statement. Ice.
Oh yeah, I have a. I think there's a department. Here's one. Ready? I'll read this whole statement from. This is from the Department of Homeland Security. And keep in mind, we just watched the video, right? At 9:05 a.m. Central Time, as DHS law enforcement officers were conducting a targeted operation in Minneapolis against an illegal alien wanted for violent assault, an individual approached U.S. Border Patrol officers with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun seen here. To be clear, we just watched the video. At no point was he brandishing his weapon. And like I said, we can play another video. They clearly disarm him while he's on the ground. So it was not out. The officers attempted to disarm the suspect, but the armed suspect violently resisted. More details on the armed struggle are forthcoming. Again, we just watched the video. He, in fact, was resisting, but he was disarmed. Fearing for his life and the lives and safeties of fellow officers, an agent fired defensive shots. Medics on scene immediately delivered medical aid to the subject, was pronounced dead at the scene. The suspect also had 2 magazines and no ID. This looks like a situation where the individual, this is important because I could not disagree with this more. The suspect had 2 magazines and no ID. This looks like a situation where an individual wanted to do maximum damage and massacre law enforcement. Then why the fuck didn't he? About 200 rioters arrived at the scene and began to obstruct law enforcement on the scene. Crowd control measures were deployed for the safety of the public and law enforcement. The situation is evolving and forthcoming. And with that post, they posted a photo of the firearm. And the thing that's crazy about it is they're posting this as if I've seen several people talk on this like this is some. Like I've seen several posts that were like, well, how did he get a weapon like this? Like what? It's a
regular
9mm. It's a 100%. It's a 9mm Sig Sauer, and it has, I think it has optics on it. So he had a handgun and 2 magazines. And the DHS says, well, given the fact he had a 1 firearm and no ID, he must have wanted to take out all of the law enforcement. You'd have to be out of your fucking mind to go raid federal agents with 1 handgun and 2 magazines. Wanted to do maximum damage, so he brought his 9mm semi-automatic handgun and then never pulled it out of the
Against bulletproof vest, David.
Yeah, that seems retarded.
9mm versus bulletproof vest and shotguns. Assault weapons.
Yeah, it'll work out really
and
well.
Riot shields.
So the whole narrative they're trying to push to me makes no fucking sense. My guess, this is just a guess.
Also, do I need ID in the state of Minnesota to carry?
Find out. Do you have to carry it? I mean, this is part of what I take issue with though, because we have people like Cash Patel running around saying, "Well, he didn't have his ID with him." Oh, okay, execute him then. Like we can't be serious with this. Oh, the guy had a firearm. Yeah, you're allowed to, Cash. You can certainly have a firearm. You can even bring that firearm with you to protests. You can bring it into grocery stores. You could take it into your work. Like, how are we going to be the Constitution Party talking about all of our God-given rights, and then the second somebody's carrying a firearm, which we all claim is his God-given right, now he's deemed executable by the federal government? I can't get on board with that. Get her up. I feel like I mean, I appreciate it, but I feel like I've told you this in the past. Like we'll call balls and strikes. I really didn't think the Renee Good situation was the same as this, but um I don't know. To me, this one's bad. Like this is bad. We have Cash Patel. I was just talking about Cash Patel. Good old Cash Patel. He's got to be one of the worst Trump hires. I mean, there's a couple good ones in the Trump administration, but man, he's bad. Here's Cash Patel, really just rounding this thing out.
I mean, thousands of people are marching through Minneapolis. They are targeting the Border Patrol. I mean, it feels like the rhetoric and the protesting is only ramping up. What is your advice to the people right now who are outraged that this is a second killing at the hands of Border Patrol in 2 weeks?
As Christy said, you cannot bring a firearm loaded with multiple magazines to any sort of protest that you want. It's that simple. You don't have that right to break the law and incite violence. We will, of course, always protect your First Amendment speech. And if you peacefully protest, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But you have seen a trend here, not just in Minnesota, but across the country, in these protests turning into violent scenarios and people attacking law enforcement. That's when you go over the line, and that's when law enforcement steps in.
Well, you know, I mean, thousands.
To be clear, Cash is 100% wrong. I do love him throwing in the fact that he was all for free speech, but he's clearly not for the Second Amendment. No, you don't have the right to use your firearm against federal agents whenever you want. That's illegal, but you absolutely have the right to carry it. You can possess it. What difference does it make if it's at a protest? I can't carry my firearm to a protest? What if I want it for my self-defense? We're in the middle of riots, right, Cash? Isn't the city rioting? If I'm there, am I not allowed to defend myself? Why? Because there could be ICE agents around? Cash Patel is just awful. He's right up there. As many people who want Pam Bondi fired, there's no way Cash Patel's not up on that same echelon. Surprise, surprise. They were very quick to release the body cam footage of the Renee Good shooting. But here they are claiming that the same thing will not be done for the most recent shooting.
Body camera footage to be released to the public. Now,
that's not something I've heard the president commit to, so I won't do that from the podium.
I'd love to see the body cam footage. I know maybe it does come out, but I'd be surprised. And then the fact is, if it doesn't come out, it's because it's damning. I think the reason the body cam footage was so quickly released in the Renee Good shooting is because I don't think it was damning. In fact, I think it supported the people who said, listen, this guy was getting run over by a car. At some point, something's going to give. But I suspect if you were to play the body cam footage of this most recent shooting, you're going to see that he most certainly did not have his firearm out. He was not attacking officers. He was resisting arrest. I think that's true, but you don't have the right to execute somebody because they're resisting arrest. Apprehend them. Are you not trained professionals? There's 4 or 5. How many of you were there? You couldn't take out this one guy? He's a nurse. You couldn't take down one nurse. 4 ICE agents couldn't take down one nurse. Do you know how embarrassing that is? The guy was disarmed and then shot. That's an execution. I don't know what else there is to say about this shooting. I know there's still going to be more that ends up coming out in the future on this, but I don't know. To me, this is one I can't. This is one I can't defend. This is a tough one. You know, what I said to start the whole thing was, I understand how this happens. Because to be honest with you, there's an ICE agent. To be honest with you, probably poorly trained or not trained enough. And another ICE agent yells gun, and now you have a fraction of a second to decide what you're going to do. I can see how it happens. I understand how it happens. I completely understand the situation. I know how and why this happened. That doesn't mean it's justifiable. That doesn't mean it's defendable. It doesn't mean it was done with malice. But the unfortunate result is it very clearly appears that a completely legal United States citizen who was completely legally allowed to carry a firearm was disarmed and executed. So I don't know. People defending that's a tough one. That's a tough one to defend. I don't know if I can sit here and do it. We always take these situations case by case. There's police brutality videos we've watched where I went, yeah, I can see what happened there. And there's some we watch where I'm like, that's completely inexcusable. I think the most recent one we watched, to me, it was the one where that officer punched that guy's window out. To me, and then they just dragged him out of the car and beat him senselessly because his headlights weren't on a cloudy day. Like, to me, that was absurd. It was absolutely absurd. Completely non-defensible. But we've watched some where I'm like, yeah, that's what's going to happen. So, I don't know. I think I don't advise, for what it's worth. I'm not saying you're not allowed to do it. But if you're in Minneapolis, if you're in Minnesota, you gotta be careful. You just have to. You cannot put yourself in situations like this. I feel for the guy. I feel for the guy's family. What happened was wrong. But you do have to kind of be careful to not put yourself in these situations. So while I disagree with Cash, it's completely legal to use your First and Second Amendment at the same time. It doesn't mean it's a smart idea. It doesn't mean it's not dangerous. It doesn't mean this can't happen to you. So I really, really recommend that people take this seriously. I don't recommend you interfere with ICE agents who are deporting, illegal aliens, detaining illegal aliens, which is what the American people voted for in this last election cycle. It's not a good idea. And I would never say you're not allowed to protest, but I'm just saying I don't recommend it. I think in my opinion, I think it's dangerous. I think you're setting yourself up to be in danger. And I don't think it's worth it. Now is the time for everyone to put ourselves in this situation. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't. I see where I know where you're coming from. I get it, but I'm just saying the average person, it's not going to end well for you. So really think about what you're doing. Fully on board with everyone protesting. As even Trump put it, peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard. If you don't like the ICE, detainments that are going on in your city, speak up, show up, but don't get involved, because I'm telling you, it's not safe and it's not a good idea. And if you want to go rogue and try to, start a revolutionary war with the government, good luck to you. But we just heard Trump talking about the military capabilities that people don't even know we have. We literally invaded a country, kidnapped their leader, and about the time it takes for people to, eat dinner. So I don't. This whole rogue, living off the grid, militant guy fighting against the government. It's a bad idea. Don't recommend it. So, hopefully tomorrow we can have. Hopefully tomorrow we can talk about things that are, a little less dark than what happened here. So, but we always appreciate everybody. I don't know what happened to Ryan. I think his camera cut off. But we'll see everyone tomorrow, same time, same place. If you're on YouTube, I appreciate it. But get over to Rumble. Rumble's the place to be. Thanks, everyone. See you next time.